Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover for the 12th race of the NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series. This is some Season 3 action here on the Bulldog Speed YouTube channel. Winning the coin toss for the race tonight was Dylan Young. Starting next to him will be Jesse Turner, kind of a shocker out of nowhere. Turner got the pole for Heat 1 and led every lap en route to his first heat victory of the season. Starting in row 2 will be Audra Baranauskas and Andrew Rich. Starting row 3, we've got Nico Tringali and James Ellison. Row 4 is Casey Nanako and Bobo Jones. And lastly, in row 5, we've got Benny Watson and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Man, what a row 5 right there. So, let's get to your point standings here. After 11 races, all the teams got their performance upgrades in, minor upgrades to boost their engine, chassis, and reliability performance. So we'll see what that does for those teams. But this is the point standings as of tonight, coming into tonight. Dylan Young has a 32-point advantage over Matthew Logan, 61 points over Hunter Braxton, 87 over Andrew Rich, and 104 over Eli Bright, who's 5th in points. Audra Baranauskas 6th in points. Guy Commons, who missed out, came in 7th in points. He is sure to drop a couple of positions, probably not a lot. He's got a pretty good points gap over the people below him. Ryan Brommer 8th. Dale Lightning is 9th, and Enzo Nareza rounds out the top 10. The rest of your top 20 is Cement Oskin, Nico Tringali, Jonathan Zorlin, Bobo Jones, James Ellison, Quinton Moore, RJ Bishop, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Casey Nanako, and Adam Flickinger. We've got an 80-lap race on hand for tonight. Will Dylan Young become the first driver to get 3 victories, or could it be Lightning, perhaps Logan? Lightning and Logan have won 2 races of the past 4 each. And we'll see if Junior Motorsports can get its 5th win in a row here tonight. Let's go trackside.
All right, well, the fun doesn't start until we ask our drivers a question. Are you ready? Drivers, will you please start your engine?
Yeah, get a lot of static. I'm going to switch radios real quick. We still Allen off. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, sitting here in the restart. All right, baby.
So, we're almost done with our trek up the East Coast. This is the 12th race of the Heading North trek. We're here in the state of Delaware. We'll be in New Jersey for the next race at Trenton. And then we're jumping straight to Massachusetts. Now you might be thinking, we're skipping New York? Well, we're circling back around. We're heading up the East Coast and we're staying along the East Coast. So after we're done with Trenton, we go to Coca-Cola, Papyrus, and then Cape Cod. We're going to loop back over to Vermont for Burlington, and then we'll hit Watkins Glen, and then we're going to duck all the way down to Long Island, where we'll run the Island Rally Race, which would be the second dirt track of the season, and then everyone's going to get on a boat, and we're going to head to Brazil for Rio for the first race of the International Tour. So that is what's coming up on the schedule. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at Dover. Dylan Young with a great restart. Baranauskas clearing Jesse Turner along with him. Nico Tringali will clear his teammate for 3rd, as it looks like Turner has no signs of the speed that he had in Heat 1. Or perhaps he does. He's going to hold off Nanako and he'll close down in 4th place. We mentioned Turner poor in the points. He comes into this race 29th in the standings with 3 top 10s. A good run here would be huge for the 60 team. How about Benny Watson? Started 9th. He's up to 6th place. Oh, sorry you're going to see that, but Watson comes into this race higher than Turner. He's 27th in points with 1 top 10 on the season. Could tonight be the night he gets that 2nd top 10? Andrew Rich in 7th. Cement Oskin 8th. Almost missed this race. Flickinger 9th, and Fitzwater rounds out the top 10. Moving up to 11th is Fitzwater's teammate Corey Riggs. How about Sorlin, as Ellison's going to get put 3 wide by Bobo Jones. He's got Brommer to the inside. You can go 3 wide here, but it is a little dangerous. A lot of good drivers stuck starting at the back of the field. Some of those drivers include Dale Lightning, Matthew Logan, RJ Bishop, Enzo Nareza with a poor qualifying run. Eli Bright's at the back of the field. And they've got to find ways to get to the bottom and get back to the front, because you do not want to lose a ton of points to Dylan Young. Because it looks like right now Young is going to lead every lap and gain back some of the points lead he's lost over the last handful of races. And with where the top 5 in points are running right now, that will be a ton of points for Dylan Young. 6 laps in, the drivers have had times to set their fastest laps. It looks like Nico Tringali sits atop of the board with a 22.947. Dylan Young 4th on the chart. Baranoska 2nd place, Tringali 3rd. Turner holding on to 4th for now with Nanako in 5th. Watson, Rich, Oskin, Flickinger, Fitzwater. That's the top 10 we're singling out here at Dover. Jackson King's in the top 20. How about this? Cole Deaver, top 15. Up there in 14th. Peter Onjak, 17th. There's Braxton up to 18th and Logan up to 19th. As Quinton Moore sits in 20th. So a lot of action though still on the track. A handful of great drivers back here fighting just outside the top 20. We've got Bishop, we've got Nareza, Ellison, a race winner on the season, Gardner, all right outside this top 20. There's Sekuli, who got a top 5 a few weeks, a race ago or so. Sekuli's been trying to claw his way up the point standings after being down earlier. He's up to 25th right now. 2 top 5s on the season, and has missed 2 races on the season. But nowhere near that a 3rd top 5 right now, as Dylan Young has made a 1-second lead over his teammate Audra Baranauskas. Lightning running 33rd, not a good run for the 5 team. Marty Johnson 34th, Cavagnaro 35th. All having some poor runs. Eli Bright's back here, 39th. Mendez is in 40th right now. Some drivers, man, they're really struggling here tonight. But one driver who's not struggling is Dylan Young in this 2 machine. We'll be right back. Young leads. Baranoska 2nd, Tringali 3rd, Nanako up to 4th with Rich up to 5th. We'll be right back. We're back here at Dover. And so far, no one can catch Dylan Young. In fact, he's pulled away. 2-second lead for the 2 car. Meanwhile, Andrew Rich got by Nanako. Now he's gotten by Tringali. So if anyone's going to chase down the 2, it's going to be the 1. Remember, Andrew Rich, who we thought was going to have a lot more wins this season, has only won the race from Talladega. So Rich trying to track down Young here would be good for him. He could get another win on the season, but it's going to take a lot. That lead has really grown out now. Meanwhile, Jesse Turner has fallen outside of the top 10. But you've got your little pack of 2nd to 5th right here. Oskins in 6th. Flickinger 7th. Fitzwater's running in 8th. Sorlin 9th and Brommer in 10th. There's Turner. Watson has fallen to 12th. And right now it looks like this group might be closing in, led by Quinton Moore, who's gotten up to 16th place. Logan's up to 18th, Braxton 19th, Bishop's in 20th, Ellison 21st, Gardner by Nereza for 22nd. As you can see, some drivers still struggling. Lightning 31st, Cavagnaro 32nd, Bright's up to 35th, but Mendez still stuck in traffic running 38th. But there's Dylan Young, just kind of pulling away. Pit stop should come around lap 45, as now Tringali will try and take back 3rd place from Andrew Rich. It looks like Nanako will try and clear him for 4th. Dylan Young, though, just kind of going away. Baranowski's not good enough to catch him. Just kind of holding up the competition at this point. Really wondering if one of these drivers got by the 21, if they would pull from the 21 car or not. You can just see it's just so tough to pass here. As Nanako gets by Rich. So Rich had passed the 12 and the 16. Now he's fallen back to the end of the line. Still early here though in Dover. Oskin is 2 full seconds behind Rich. And you can see they are not closing in at all, really. Pardon me. As Fitzwater has fallen to 10th. Zorlin's in 8th, Brommer 9th. Turner trying to hold on to 11th, but Bobo Jones has made it up to 12th. And indeed, Quinton Moore has caught that group. Things could get a little interesting as here we go, battle for 2nd. Tringali to the inside, and look at how much faster Tringali is than Baranowskis. Just drove right by him with ease. Nanako and Rich have started falling back behind that 2-car group. I wonder if that allowed Tringali to back up a little bit to try and get a run. And now that he's past the 21, he is gone. Let's watch the difference here. We'll take a look at the difference in the lap times between the 16 and the 21. It's 4/10. And Tringali's running the same kind of lap as Dylan Young. So now it's going to be a matter of closing in on the 2-car. But Baranowski's really slow. Looks like maybe Nanako having the same problem. Rich is going to try and take back 4th place again. And now that 2nd group is starting to close in. So Rich trying to get the heck away from them. He does not want to fall to the bottom of the top 10. So Rich will get by Nanako for 4th. And we'll see if he can challenge again at Baranowskis for 3rd. Meanwhile, Tringali has started chopping away from that lead by Dylan Young. You can just tell Rich is faster than both of the cars he's in the middle of. He's just got to find the way to get to the inside of Baranowskis. Oskin's leading the pack straight up to the back of his teammate, Casey Nanako. So Tringali has closed the lead down to 2.4 seconds. Let's take a look here. Let's go a lap around this track on the roof camera of Tringali. Another 2.5 tenths right there for the 16. So could Ford be looking at their first win of the season here maybe? Looks like Tringali's got a really good race car. We're just closing in on halfway though, so a lot could still change for the outcome of this race. Ooh, that was a little costly right there, lifting on the exit of the corner, but he's still just closing in really quickly here on Dylan Young. Young's been out here all by himself, focused on pulling away. Now he's burned up his stuff, it seems. Even he's having problems getting off these corners. Down another 1/10.5, so Tringali currently with more grip in the corner. Rich still can't get by Baranowskis. Now he's got a bumper full of Nanako. He's just kind of sandwiched at this point. Here's this group. Fitzwater's got him back up to 8th. He's going for 7th on Zorlin here. Bobo Jones has made it into 11th. Moore up to 12th. There's Watson 13th as Turner's holding up traffic. Matthew Logan's up to 16th now. Make it 15th as he gets by the 93. So we are having drivers make their way up through the field, but it is shown to be very difficult. Bright has made it up to 30th. Lightning's fallen to 35th. But Young leads with Tringali closing in. We're going to stay here at the track until we get to those green flag stops because they are right around the corner. So it looks like it could be between the 2 and the 16 depending what strategies they take. The first run's the longer run, so I think you want to pit earlier rather than later. We'll have to see what Young and Tringali do. They're the only ones in command right now. Andrew Rich has finally cleared Baranowskis, so he'll have a chance to pull away from her. But it might be too little too late to catch these top two. So there's Rich. You can see he's starting to pull away from the 21 of Baranowskis. Now pitting early would probably be a good call for the 1. Reminder, next race on the schedule is Trenton. Probably one of the most unique tracks on the schedule. It looks like an oval, but with the right hand kink on the backstretch, it is anything but. And here comes some pit stops. Baranowskis and Nanako are coming down here on 42. Oh, so Baranowskis and Nanako pit first. The top 3 stay out. Zorlin will move up to 4th. Let's see who pits this time. Dylan Young's coming in. Tringali will come in too. He closes up right behind them. Oh, they've got a bunch of lap cars in front of them. Rich will pull in easily. And it looks like some of the back end cars got a lot of damage. Looks like people are checking up a little hard coming into this pit road. As only 9 cars stayed out for the second group. We'll see who gets out from the first group first. It looks like it's going to be Nanako. So the 21 with a terrible pit stop. Oh man, sandwich 3 wide. Terrible pit stop for Baranowskis. Lost a ton of track position. Oh, that's some contact being made, and they're gonna wreck. Fortemaux gets turned by Donovan Cage. Did that bring out the yellow? No, it did not. No caution flag. There was no traffic coming. Shocking. Very shocking. Now, there is a ton of craziness going on right now. Someone's down pit road. It's Cage and Frodemar, likely with merge penalties. Yep, stop and go for the 40. 28's got damage, so not sure what will happen to him. But Nanako has taken the lead, 1.9, make it 2 seconds over Nico Tringali. As the pit stops were crazy, to say the least. There's Nanako right now. We'll take a quick break. This is your top 10. Nanako leads, Tringali second, Rich third, Young's down to fourth, Fitzwater rounding out the top 5, and the rest of your top 10, Brommer, Flickinger, Watson, Jones, and Oskin. We'll be right back. We are back here at Dover. Nanako still holding on to the lead over Nico Tringali, who's 2.7 seconds back. We've got a total 24 laps to go there at the line. Tringali, maybe his tires starting to come around. Meanwhile, Andrew Rich in third, Young fourth, Fitzwater's in fifth. How about Benny Watson still holding on in seventh, with Quinton Moore running in 10th. It's been a very interesting turn of events here for this racetrack. Nanako pit early with Baran-Oscus, but Baran-Oscus did not have a good stop. She's fallen to 11th, and she's continuing to fall as we speak. Matthew Logan will take that position away. Flickinger is going to lose 9th to Quinton Moore, and it looks like he'll lose 10th to Logan. So Matthew Logan been on the move, trying to minimize that points damage from Dylan Young. Some of these drivers have made improvements to where they started. Hunter Braxton 15th. We just said Logan's into the top 10 now. Drivers that did not start very well. Ellison 18th. Gardner's finally gotten into the top 20. There's Bright in 21st. We know he's got good tires. How about Donovan? Oh, Donovan Cage is a lap down. I forgot. Tough breaks for some good teams too. Looks like Alexander Rowe is probably the car that got shunted by Baco Magora. Tough night for Dale Lightning. But Nanako holding strong, but Tringali starting to close. It's down to 2.4 seconds. Can Tringali close with 20 laps to go? Will it be Penske or Roush that gets Ford its first victory this season? It's down another 10th right there. But Dylan Young has gotten by Andrew Rich. Fitzwater's up the 4th, and Brommer's in the 5th. And there's the 2. Remember, Young led the first half of this race, and I'm sure he does not want that to go to waste. But 4.6 seconds is a lot of time to close up on. Well, there's 2/10 right there. But he's going to have to do more than that if he wants to get to the lead. A lot more than that. Now, there is the one lap car of Catano, and you can add Edwin Mendez to that list too now, of lap cars in the midst. But Martin Wild, if Nanako can't make the move, Nanako will get held up. As Young is definitely closing in more than Tringali. The question will be for how long. There's a decent split from Young to Fitzwater. Fitzwater's still hanging tough here in 4th. Brommer 5th, Rich 6th. So let's take a quick talk about Fitzwater. Fitzwater running in 4th place. It's 18th in the points coming into tonight. He's made every event. He's got 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s on the season. And he I believe he is the highest of the RSS cars in the points. Yes, he is. Hudson was up there earlier before he started missing races. Hudson's 24th, and Riggs is 26th. Riggs has only missed one event, and Hudson has missed 2. So RSS Racing has done a pretty good job here this season. Fitzwater all over the bumper of Young, so Fitzwater going nowhere as Rich starts falling back to 7th place. Benny Watson. Watson by himself, Bobo Jones in 8th by himself, as Moore and Logan, who are 9th and 10th, try and catch up. They lead a pack of Baran Oskus, with Oskin closely behind, having Braxton and Zorlin on his bumper. Adam Plickinger by himself in 15th now. Oh, and your fastest time on the race is going to be Hunter Braxton at a 22.821. Baran Oskus, Lightning, and Logan will be the other 3 drivers under 22.9s. A total of 11 drivers have a fastest lap time under the 23-second mark. And only 5 drivers have a lap worse than a 23.3. The race is winding down. We're at 12 to go this time by, and Tringali is really closing in. It's down to 1.2 for him. It's down to 3.46 for Dylan Young, but he's got a bumper full of Fitzwater. Fitzwater might be looking to get 3 more points if he can get by Dylan Young. And Tringali only has 1 more lap car to get by before he gets to Nanako's bumper, and that's Edwin Mendez. Who's going to get this win for Ford first? We look at the points. Tringali sits 12th in the standings. He doesn't really need this win. He's got 4 top 5s and 4 top 10s. A win would be cool though. Remember, it's top 30 in points. With a win, you're locked in the playoffs. The lowest winner on the season in points right now is Ellison in 15th. Now Nanako sits 19th in points. Nanako has missed 2 races. This win would probably mean a lot more for him than it would to Tringali, who at this point in the season has 51 more points than him. The lead's down to a second. We're going to hit 9 to go. Nanako's all over the bumper of Martin Wild. If he could get by the 76 before Tringali catches him, it would probably be very beneficial. Meanwhile, Fitzwater has trailed off. He's got a bumper full of Brommer. Actually, I'm not sure if Fitzwater doesn't have some kind of mechanical problem. He just started falling out of nowhere. Perhaps the tires really burned up, not as much chassis grip on worn tires for Fitzwater. So now he's got a bumper full of Brommer for 4th. Young's continuing to close in. He's down to 2.4 seconds. Oh, and Mendez, is Mendez going to do it to him? He does. Mendez trying to get back on the lead lap as Tringali approaches his bumper, but Mendez backs out of it. He couldn't hold it. Are the tires going away here for Nanako at 7 to go? Young's not closing in that much. It's 2.3 seconds for him. Tringali doesn't want to wait. He's going to move to the inside of Mendez. Coming to 6 laps to go for Casey Nanako. Here comes Nico Tringali. Oh, and a bad entry for the 12. Actually, maybe not. Trying the crossover on the 76. Maybe trying to get to his inside here going into 3. And that's what he was looking to do, but he can't quite get there. Here comes Nico Tringali at 5 to go. It's a battle between Penske and Roush. Young closes in another 3/10, but I think it's too little too late for the 2. Fitzwater's done a good job holding on to 4th. There's the move for the lead by Tringali. Can he make it stick? He will. Coming to 4 to go. New race leader, Nico Tringali. The Season 2 Voltage Cup Series champion. Looking for his first win in the Code Red Series here in Season 3. Now he just has to hold it. The Naco's not going anywhere, but he's definitely got less corner grip. 3 laps to go for Tringali. Young's got it down to under 2 seconds. With Tringali in the lead, though, he's not closing in as fast. Baranauskas has made it back up to 8th. As I think something happened to the 0. Yes, problems for Bobo Jones. Oh, we've got people pitting. We've got people short on fuel at 2 to go. Unbelievable. Braxton's one of them. Jones is one of them. That's going to change the finishing order a little bit. Tringali got by Wild while we were worrying about that. Bishop's coming down. White flag in the air for Nico Tringali. And Dylan Young is no longer a worry. How saddening for the drivers who had to pit here at the end of this race. Marty Johnson's going to pit coming to the white flag, but checkered flag will wait for Tringali, and Tringali will get Ford their first victory of the season as he wins here at Dover. It's finally over after 11 races. The streak of Chevrolet victories has been broken. And Nico Tringali wins his first race of the season, Ford's first race of the season. What a race we had here tonight. Crazy that some people were short on fuel. The Naka will finish the race in 2nd. Dylan Young 3rd. Fitzwater 4th. What a finish for him. Ryan Brommer will come home in 5th. The rest of your top 10 is Andrew Rich, Benny Watson. Man, what a finish for that team. Audra Baranauskas, Matthew Logan, and Quinton Moore. That'll round out our top 10. So that'll do it for me here from Dover. I will see you guys next time at Trenton.